During her lifetime, Zora Neale Hurston was a combination of Susan Laurie Parks, Henry Louis Gates, and Toni Morrison. Even if you know all of that, you definitely don't know this. In her very last job before she died, Zora Neale Hurston was working in the space program. Let's just get straight exactly who Zora Neale Hurston was. This was the Renaissance woman of the Harlem Renaissance. She published 16 books, 16 novels and books of anthropology. She also wrote at least 10 plays. She was friends with Langston Hughes, with Franz Boas, the father of anthropology, with a Florida governor and his wife. She started the theater program at North Carolina Central University and Bethune-Cookman College. She traveled to South America and the Caribbean and came back to explain voodoo and zombies to Americans in the 1930s. She also traveled to the heart of the Jim Crow South, alone in a beat-up old car with just a camera and a gun to study and explain the music, life, and folktales of Florida's communities of free black people. Railroad songs.
A rail weighs 900 pounds, and the men have to take these lining bars and get it in shape to spike it down. And while they're doing that, they have a chant. They use the rhythm to work it into place.
Worker wake-up songs.
Zora Hurston speaking. In all the big work camps, sawmills and turpentine steel and road camps, they have a man to go around and wake up the camp. And he has various chants and hollers to wake them up, and sometimes he makes them up as he goes along. Wake up, bullies, get on the rock. 'Tain't quite day, but it's 5 o'clock. Come up on that cover, bullies. Come on up on that cover, unless you want some trouble with the walker. Come on. Wake up, Jacob. Days are breaking. Get your whole cake of bacon and your shirt tail shaking.
Children's songs.
You may leave and go to Halifax, but my slow drag will bring you back. Well, you may go, but this will bring you back. I've been in the country, but I moved to town. I'm a Tolo shaker from my head on down. Oh, well, you may go, but this will bring you back.
At the end of her life, though, things were bad. After 20 years of disappointment, scandal, and angry fights with friends and former backers, she was living in Ogallie, Florida. She told a friend that she was cold in hand, which she explained was, quote, a Negro way of saying penniless. Patrick Air Force Base was just up the road in Cape Canaveral. Miss Hurston got a job as a librarian in the technical library at the base. Since 1950, it was the place where America launched its rockets and missiles. The library was important in a time before the internet. If something didn't work or if something went wrong, you went to the library to look up how to fix it. And this was a missile base, so the library had top secret documents. In a year, this would become part of NASA. In 3 years, the first American would be launched into space from here. In 6 years, it would become Kennedy Space Center, where astronauts would leave for the moon. The way she put it in letters that she wrote at the time was that she was fired for standing up for a coworker who blew the whistle on someone who destroyed classified documents. She also said that she was told that she was too educated for the job when she was fired. But she emphasized to friends that the firing had no racial significance. She wrote letters about all this to the wife of a former governor who was a friend of hers and to Vice President Nixon, who was not. It's iconic and ironic that this is where she ended up her life. When she was younger, Zora Neale Hurston showed America a part of itself that it was about to destroy. And the principal thing that killed it was the space program. Because of the space program, this Florida became this Florida. Just north of where she was living, there was the town of Allenhurst, Florida. The land was a gift from the government to to black people who turned against their enslavers during the Civil War. The government took the land away and destroyed the town when it was time to enlarge the Space Center. Because of the space program, that old Florida was gone forever. And if it wasn't for Zora Neale Hurston, we would never know what we were missing.